Good evening. Thank you for joining us for the Tobago Updates news. In the headlines, Tobago ready to participate in National Steel Band events. Chamber head tells government more important things to focus on than carnival. Minority leader praises Executive Council for COVID-19 treatment plans. And in sport, Tobago golfer gets set for the professional arena. I am Kristen Salandi. Thank you for tuning in to the Tobago Updates news for Friday, January 21st, 2022. To our top story. Tobago is prepared to participate in steel band events this carnival. Here is more.
Tobago's chairman, Celicia James, says Tobago's steel band players are ready to participate if any national steel band event is held for Carnival 2022. James told the Tobago Updates News that Tobago President Beverly Ramsey Moore held talks with her regarding Tobago's intention to host 2 events in Trinidad and 1 in Tobago in February. James said she has been meeting with band leaders in Tobago to discuss the issue and chart the way forward. Tourism Minister Randall Mitchell has said that carnival events for 2022 will be safe zone type events for vaccinated people only. James said she is confident that a sufficient number of Tobago's band players are vaccinated to be able to participate. For Tobago Updates, I am Gail Thomas.
What is the intention or motive behind government's last-minute announcement regarding the hosting of Carnival this year? This is the question being posed by head of the Tobago Business Chamber, Martin George. George believes there are other important issues to focus on at this time. Here is more.
George says the response from promoters, band leaders, and persons who host events clearly reflects the fact that it is not practical to begin planning carnival events at this late stage.
Even from a Tobago perspective, you could imagine that it's going to be even more challenging, because even in the best of times, the Tobago Carnival product has, paled in comparison to what is in Trinidad. So therefore, one wonders if it really is a worthwhile venture at this stage in terms of trying to still press ahead with carnival events or even carnival safe zone events.
He added that attempting to host events would be even more challenging given the number of COVID-19 cases and deaths.
So it's a sobering moment and a sobering reality, and one wonders if this carnival safe zone initiative was really the best thought out event or the best thought out idea at this time, especially with the rise in numbers and the deaths still averaging at least about 15 per day. In those circumstances, one wonders really what is the intention, purpose or motive behind the government still persisting with that idea.
George believes that there are more important issues that focus should be placed on at this time.
The basics of our economy, our healthcare, our education system, our children going back to school, that kind of thing. If we focus on those things rather than trying to, do a rushed and half-baked and, really an inadequate carnival type event.
For Tobago Updates, I am Gail Thomas.
Now on to the latest COVID-19 figures. Over the last 24 hours, 41 new cases were reported. This takes the total active cases to 969. There are 33 patients in the hospital. No new deaths have been reported. Total deaths remain at 222. Meantime, 2 more cases of the Omicron variant have been confirmed in Tobago. This takes the number of cases here to 5. 5 patients and 1 member of staff have tested positive for COVID-19 at the psychiatric ward of the Scarborough General Hospital. This has prompted the immediate closure of the ward as it needs to be sanitized. Services will resume at the ward on Saturday, 22nd of January. The Division of Health said the 5 patients have been moved to the COVID-19 treatment facility at Fort King George, where they will continue to receive psychiatric care in addition to COVID-19 care. The positive staff member has been placed in home isolation. Meanwhile, other patients of the psychiatric ward were temporarily moved to the accident and emergency department. They will return to the psychiatric ward when it is safe to do so. As the COVID-19 virus and its variants continue to spread throughout Tobago, medical staff are under pressure. This, according to infectious disease specialist on the COVID-19 task force, Dr. Nathaniel Duke. He is leading the team in trying to get the situation under control.
I was overwhelmed. However, I must say that in my discussions with the healthcare providers, physicians and nurses, they themselves are overwhelmed.
Dr. Duke explained the staff need help in all areas: administrative, psychological, mental, social and spiritual. However, despite the grim outlook, he is confident that the situation will turn around.
The aim of all of this is to be able to provide that level of relief to them and also to provide that level of relief to the population.
So far, over 80 medical professionals have responded to the call for volunteer service in an attempt to bring relief to the COVID-19 crisis. Many are from the diaspora, and the process is in train to get them to Tobago as soon as possible. We'll take a break now. Coming up next, we'll tell you about the first catamaran to be Blue Flag certified in the English-speaking Caribbean.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards.
Welcome to Tobago Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and
looms
as
remains when
the public is
nobody lives here. Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Spearsides Marine and Tobago fishermen.
When will the
Sion Francis
hospital be fully functional?
Of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window at the
treasures like the Golden
Waterfall
Waterfall
rise in Tobago.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Welcome back. The Top Catch catamaran has been Blue Flag certified. The vessel, which is based in Buku, is now part of a global network of environmentally sustainable beaches, marinas and boats recognized by the United Nations. It is the first vessel to receive this international certification in the English-speaking Caribbean. Here are the details.
This small but luxurious catamaran, docked in Buku Bay, is now recognized internationally as being a part of the Blue Flag program. Owner of the Top Catch catamaran, Siobhan Peters, says being Blue Flag certified means that the vessel has met one of the United Nations sustainable goals of having less impact on the environment.
The certification says that you have a certain level of environmental sustainability, which is what Top Catch was able to achieve, and actually we were the first boat in the English-speaking Caribbean to get this prestigious award.
Some of the ways in which they have done this is by using environmentally friendly products, wooden dishes and utensils, and clean sources of energy. As a marine biologist, Peters knows the importance of being environmentally sustainable.
I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to contribute to the degradation of the marine environment. So it was very important for me to take my academic background and apply it to this particular business model.
They offer a variety of tours, from fishing excursions to trips on the Island Pool and Buku Reef.
We also do a dinner cruise where the boat is really, it has a romantic setup and you have lovely music, you know, and so you come and you have a 3-course meal on board the vessel. And we also have some newer tours like the Sea Spa.
However, they, like many others, have been devastated by the long closures of beaches and the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Even though tours have been allowed to resume as of Monday this week, it might be a little too late for us. We really don't know how much longer the vessel will be with us. So it's kind of a bittersweet, you know, reality for us. Yes, we're very thrilled to have the award. We love what we do, but there's also the business side that was completely devastated.
Despite the uncertainty, Peters says they will readjust their business model and hopes they can inspire others to achieve Blue Flag certification as well. For Tobago Updates, I am Candice Jackson.
Tobago will see more tourists soon as another international airline has announced its intention to resume flights to this island. Earlier this week, Virgin Atlantic's Chief Commercial Officer tweeted that Virgin's much-loved services between Heathrow Airport and Tobago will resume on January 29th. Virgin's digital media specialist Dave Gunner has also lauded Tobago on his blog in an effort to woo visitors to this island. In a lengthy write-up, Gunner described Tobago as uncrowded, unspoiled, inexpensive, and an incredibly beautiful Caribbean island. He added that Tobago doesn't steal the headlines but quietly cares and preserves its natural history. An island where you feel more like a friend than a tourist. The Heathrow to Tobago service will operate twice weekly on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Earlier this month, British Airways returned to the Tobago after 2 years due to the COVID-19 restrictions. Interactive and theatrical displays of culture will now be a common sight at the arrival lounge at the A&R Robinson International Airport. This news comes from the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation following a meeting with the Airports Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. According to Assistant Secretary Megan Morrison, the intention is to move from just offering customer service at the airport to offering customer experience. Secretary Tashia Boris says they are creating live spaces that will be reflective of Tobago's culture depending on the season or upcoming events. She stated, quote, "What I want to ensure is that after they have disembarked their flights and have cleared immigration and customs, there is something that will make them happy, something that will encourage them to share their good experiences that can result in our visitors returning in droves," end quote. No timeline was provided for the start of this initiative. However, General Manager of AATT, Hayden Newton, is in favor of the plan and will work with the division and within the confines of COVID-19 public health regulations to make it a reality. The Tobago Council of the PNM has been quiet since the 14-1 defeat at the recently held December 6th THA elections. So what has been happening with the party which governed Tobago for the past 20 years? We have some details for you.
Little has been heard from the Tobago Council of the PNM following defeat at the recently held THA elections. Political leader Tracy Davidson Celestine has not made a public appearance or statement since delivering her concession speech on December 6, 2021. Her social media pages show no recent activity and calls to her phone are unanswered. Persons close to her say Davidson Celestine has been keeping a low profile to focus on personal life. The last time the party spoke to the media was on Monday 20th December, following the resignation of several members of their executive, including Chairman Sanford Callender. The party reported that they would have convened a meeting before the end of the year to decide on the next step. That meeting did occur. However, another is expected to take place in a week's time. At that meeting, they will announce the date of internal elections and whether it will include elections for the political leader. Meanwhile, Assemblyman for Darrell Spring Wim, Kelvin Morris, was the only elected PNM candidate. He is also the minority leader and continues to stay on the ground.
This is where I come alive, meeting the people, being amongst the people, hearing, listening, understanding.
Morris says his presence in the THA gives PNM party supporters hope for the future.
Some persons who are supporters of the PNM, they are a bit disappointed, disheartened, but they are also thankful that, that we were able to at least have one person.
Meanwhile, Minority Councillor Petal Daniel Benoit told Tobago Updates that there are lessons to be learned from the recent elections.
The people spoke. We were not the favored party in this election. We recognize that we need to do some introspection at this time, and the party will do what is necessary.
However, she noted that the PNM has tasted defeat before, and the party continues to serve the people in and out of office. For Tobago Updates, I am Candace Jackson.
The Sport Report is up next. Stay tuned.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
To all Tobagonians and visitors of this beautiful island, the Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative is seeking your efforts and support in keeping a clean and organized, friendly environment. In doing so, drop-off bins are located at strategic areas around Tobago for your recyclable materials such as plastics, aluminum and steel cans, glass bottles and Tetra packs in bags, and let's protect our environment. Our own Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative is here to propel that change. Look for the white bin nearest to your area.
Welcome back. One Tobago golfer is on his way to the big league. He shares details of his journey to this stage.
Bethel-born golfer Samuel Kojo is months away from entering the professional arena. Appearing on the Tobago Updates morning show on Thursday, Kojo announced that come April this year, he will be playing his first professional event.
starting in April, I'm going to start playing in professional events and getting the road rocking. My ultimate goal is to not work at Amazon and just play golf every day.
Kojo lined up 7 events already for this year. However, his ultimate goal remains participating in the PGA Tour. Kojo, now a husband and a full-time employee at Amazon, recounted his student-athlete journey.
The journey has been fantastic. All these years, it's been 8 years that I've been in America. Started in 2014. Got through that and then got the opportunity to go to play Division II college golf at St. Augustine's University in Raleigh, North Carolina. First year was amazing. First college tournament that I stepped my foot in, I won.
Kojo graduated from St. Augustine's University last May with a 3.7 GPA in sport management. He was recently named the Arthur Ashe Jr. National Men's Golf Sports Scholar of the Year. The man behind Unearthing Kojo, Fitz Neptune, said his academy, the Bella Forma Golf Club, is seeking additional Tobago players to send abroad.
I would like them to contact the Bella Forma Golf Club because, I travel back and forth.
Right.
And we are the Bella Forma. I'm linked in with the Bella Forma Golf Club. There are some challenges at present with the Trinidad and Tobago Golf Association again. So I'm hoping that this new administration, we are meeting with the Secretary of Sport this morning at 9:30 because they still hasn't recognized us. And it's been almost 10 years this thing has been going on. So Bella Forma Golf Club parents, you could contact them at Magdalena Golf Course, and we do have programs.
The Tobago Football Association Screening Committee has trimmed the boys under-20 training squad to 25 players. During the last month, over 70 of Tobago's top players have been engaged in 2-hour sessions at the Dwight York Stadium, 4 days per week. The players have been under the watchful eyes of several of the island's club coaches, with Terry Williams taking the lead. Among the 25 players set to be assessed by national coach Angus Eve at the end of this month are secondary school standouts Jabari Alexander, Nigel Burnett and Kylan Brathwaite. In a recent interview, Coach Eve said, quote, Tobago is one of 6 zones under the Trinidad and Tobago Football Federation where the national screening is taking place. We will be in Tobago on January 28th to 29th to see which of the players can fall into the national pool, end quote. The other zones in Trinidad have already completed their screening, and players who came home for the Christmas holidays from U.S. colleges were also screened. Eve and his staff are now working with 34 players at training sessions in Trinidad. The TNT Under-20 team is aiming to qualify for the FIFA Men's Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia in 2023. More news coming up after the break.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tobago.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards.
Welcome to Tobago Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and looms
as remains when
the public is
nobody lives here. Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Spearside's marine and Tobago fishermen.
When will the
Sion Francis
hospital be fully functional?
Of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window at the island
like the golden waterfall
to rise in Tobago.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
and heartened. This was the response from Minority Leader Kelvin Morris to Wednesday's Executive Council announcements of addressing gaps in the healthcare system in treating with COVID-19. Tobago Updates reporter Candace Jackson caught up with Morris while he was on community walkabouts in Idlewild and brings us this report.
He is not only there to oppose, but to congratulate the PDP-led administration when they are doing well. Minority Leader Kelvin Morris is satisfied with the attempts to build a parallel healthcare system in Tobago.
I'm pleased and heartened to see a lot of what was said yesterday reflected what we would have advocated, and this is what we want in Tobago, to ensure that we all can work together on behalf of Tobago.
He is particularly pleased with the decision to have Dr. Nathaniel Duke on board and to use the old hospital facility at Fort King George to treat all COVID-19 related patients. However, Morris is calling for direct policies on vaccination.
We are saying we have to find a way and have a clear policy in terms of vaccination. We are not saying mandatory, because at the end of the day, everyone should have a right to choose whether they want the vaccine or they don't want the vaccine. But we should have policies that encourages vaccination.
Morris also wants to see more efficiency in the testing and quarantining of COVID-19 positive patients.
You really have a challenge in terms of the time frame it takes between you being tested, you being placed on quarantine, and you being told whether you're positive or negative.
The Minority Leader has been criticized for not vocalizing these and other suggestions while the PNM led the THA.
People would say, oh, why he didn't say this when he was there and he's PNM, he should have get Tracy to do this. It's not about that. Remember, at the end of the day, I was not directly part of the Executive Council.
For Tobago Updates, I am Candace Jackson.
The lighting of fires for religious purposes is now permitted at beaches, rivers, streams, ponds, and other such bodies of water. This latest change is pursuant to Regulation 4.3 of the Public Health Regulations Act. It comes after continuous lobbying from religious bodies to allow them to carry out their rituals. These activities can only be carried out between the hours of 5 a.m. and 2 p.m. under strict adherence to public health protocols. All outpatient clinics will resume at the Scarborough General Hospital from Monday 24th of January. The clinics were suspended last month due to the high number of COVID-19 cases on the island and the increased number of COVID-19 patients requiring hospitalization. In a release today, the Division of Health said although the island still has a high number of cases, the number of COVID-19 positive patients requiring hospitalization has decreased. As such, services can now resume. The division added that outpatient clinic space is in the process of being deep cleaned and sanitized to ensure that patients enter a clean and safe environment on Monday. We've come to the end of our Tobago Updates newscast for this evening. I am Kristen Salandi. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend.